Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sean, sometimes known as the Beast, and I've got 4 releases to show today. Black metal, couple of slightly different variations of black metal, I suppose you would say. If it's the first time you've seen any of my videos, welcome aboard. Hope you find something of interest, and if it's, if it is interesting for you, consider giving me a subscription and a thumbs up and a like and such like, all that, all the good YouTube stuff that makes YouTube realise how amazing we all are. We'll get cracked on. Said, not too many, there's only 4 things. 3 vinyl and 1 CD. So, first up is the debut release from Atra. This is called Death Coven and it came out originally in 2010. This is the Atra Productions reissue that came out in 2023. This is the debut full length of this project. This is, obviously it's black metal, from Australia. This is a solo project of a gentleman called Blackheart, who has played guitar and I think he did some bass playing as well on some Drowning in the Light recordings, and I believe he did something with Harvest as well, which, obviously pretty big scene out in Australia. This is very, very raw, lo-fi, quite sinister, eerie sounding black metal. The production is quite thin, which sort of adds to the frantic nature of it. We don't get an inner sheet as such. We do get quite a very bizarre and pointless poster. It's only on black wax with the that way, custom inner labels. But yeah, it's there's a lot of sort of disdain and just an overall feeling of nastiness, iciness type, that type of feeling that it's quite prevalent in the Australian black metal scene. That sort of, it's like an unease that's also got a bit of there is a melody to it without it being melodious, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's a really solid release. I got a couple of the Altair mystery boxes, and this one and the next one I'm going to show were part of it. And to be honest, they're the only 2. I got 2 boxes. You got 10 vinyls, obviously 5 in each one, and I think altogether it came to something like £82 or something, shipped from Portugal, I believe they are, Altair Productions. So just over £8 a vinyl. I mean, obviously you're taking a chance on what you're getting and if it's going to be any good, but so far what I've heard, I've been thoroughly impressed with. So that is Atra and Death Coven. The next one is also, as I said, it's from the Altair Productions. Actually no, I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll go another way. We'll show the CD first because it sort of ties in a bit better with that one. This is, I'll try and get it to focus. This is Drowning in the Light and the demo called Securing Your Future for Satan. This was originally released in 2003 as a run of only 3 cassettes. It was never fully intended to be actually released to the public. The 2 tracks that are on this were released, I believe he did a more complete recorded version on his second demo that he released, and then I believe they were also included on one of the compilations he did. But reading the inner notes, he sort of says he was sick to death of people claiming to have released their original demo and such like, and it wasn't, so he thought, what, sod it, I'll do it myself. This is only limited to 150 copies, so it was a case of I had to send for it. I got this and a couple of others, so it sort of, the postage wasn't too bad, but but this is, as you can imagine, with it being a demo. It's very, very lo-fi, it's very raw, it's very unnerving at times, but predominantly for me, being a fan of Drowned in the Light, this sort of highlights, like, this is where I am at the moment and this is where I want to go, and gradually get better and better. It's a very, very interesting listen. So, excuse me, the first track's only quite short, the second track's 20 minutes, ever so long seconds, and it is a really, really interesting listen. Like I said, if you're not a fan of black metal, it's not going to change your mind. But if you're a fan of black metal, and especially if you're a fan of Drowned in the Light and Asgore and everything that he does, if you can still get a copy, then it's well worth getting hold of. It's out on Dark Adversary. Say it was, when I saw this one announced, I thought, I'm going to have to get it. So that's Drowned in the Light and his demo called Securing Your Future for Satan. Right, next up is the second one from the Altair mystery box. And the reason, as soon as I saw the cover, I thought, this is going to be interesting. I didn't quite realise how interesting it was going to be. This is the band Onirik and their album Casket Dream Veneration from 2015. This is the fourth full length, and this is actually out on Iron Bonehead Productions. This is a project from Portugal, and this is very much an album that you need to sit and listen to. If you put it on while you're busy ironing your boxer shorts or something like that, you're going to miss out. Now, it's not an easy listen by any means, and it certainly won't appeal to anybody who's not prepared to put the time in to listen to it properly. This is very much sort of an experimental, strange, weird type of album. It's not lo-fi and thin production like you sort of associate with black metal. It is very much a case of it's a full production, you know, everything's clear. The vocals are sort of growled rather than shrieked. The inner booklet is obviously full of the lyrics and such like. And as with all of these black metal updates, I don't really research much of the actual band, so I've got no idea if this gentleman has strange beliefs like some of them have. And we also get the poster, and again, if he's one of those people that, you know, they believe in whatever they're entitled to believe in, it certainly won't change my outlook on life and politics and religion and crap like that. Again, I've said countless times before, I listen to music as a way of relaxing, as a way of just escaping from the day-to-day humdrum and stuff. So when you hear something like this that is so much different, and it has got layers and layers of complexities on it, I've spun this quite a lot, and I have found that when I listen to it on the stereo, there's little nuances that you sort of miss. To be honest, I think that might be the case with most black metal. I prefer listening to it through my headphones, because then you pick up all the little clever bits and oh, I never heard that bit before and stuff. But yeah, it's a really interesting, strange, weird, there's almost like a disconnection at times, and you sort of just lose yourself in it. But it's a fascinating release. I don't know what any of the other stuff's like, and say this was in that one of the box mystery boxes. But I'm really enjoying spinning this. I say it's been spun quite a lot, and it's just something different. I say it's an album that you need to listen to. It's not one that you put on while you're busy. But yeah, so that's Onirik and Casket Dream Veneration. Talking of people who have strange beliefs in the world and seem to court controversy wherever they go, This last one I want to show today is different in its, well, in pretty much anything else I've got by this artist. This is Goatmoon. This is Voito Tai Valhalla from 2014. This is the 4th full length out on Werewolf Records. Goatmoon are obviously from Finland. The easiest way to describe this is the first track is like a sort of synthesizer track from the 80s horror thriller type movies that you'd have playing in the background, and then it kicks into almost folk music, like traditional instrumentation and such like, mixed with new wave of British heavy metal, and then with harsh growled vocals on top of it. Now that sounds weird, and that's because it is. However, it is so memorable. It chugs along at a proper good toe tapping type pace. It's got none of the rawness that you associate with black metal, apart from the vocals. It's just how can you describe it? It's so different and not what you'd expect from somebody like Goatmoon that it's fascinating. And again, that's been spun a lot. Inside you get the lyrical sheet with him looking all mean and moody on that side, a quite glossy side. This side is more of a matte finish to it. The lyrical and the thanks or whatever else is on here, it's all obviously it's all written in a foreign language, but the font is so bizarre it's difficult to read. Well, it's nigh on impossible to read. This comes out on black wax with quite a nice centre circle that side, and then the name and such like that side. But yeah, it's one of those albums that if you took away the vocals and you put it on, you would never ever think it would be associated with an artist like Goatmoon. It's more of like I say, it's got a definite heavy metal vibe to it, with some like traditional folk music type things. There's no denying that Black Goat is not the greatest human being in the world. However, or his beliefs aren't, certainly don't make him that way. However, there's no denying he's very talented at what he does, and controversy aside, if you separate the art from the artist, this is a really, really interesting listen. I actually picked up one of his live recordings a couple of weeks back now, and if you listened to a live recording of Goatmoon from then, I think it was, I can't remember what year it was when it was recorded. If that was the first thing you listened to, then I would probably think you wouldn't listen to anything else by him, purely because of the crowd reaction and the interaction, should I say, with between himself and the crowd. It's very, very you know, close to the knuckle, not very nice at all, and that's obviously where his reputation comes from. But if you can put that aside and listen to this album, it's really, really good. It's clever, it's different, it's quite quirky at times. The production on it's really good, so you can hear all the instrumentation. There's quite a lot of synth work on this, and there's a lot of I think they used to be called, I'll probably get cancelled for saying this, but they used to be called a Jew's harp, I think, you know, like the little mouth harp type things. You can hear that twanging away in the background. The only thing it's probably missing is a couple of banjos. But yeah, so this is Goatmoon and Voito Tai Valhalla. I think it means victory or Valhalla or something like that. So no doubt there's some type of racist connotations in amongst that lot. But yeah, really good album. So that's it, just a quick sort of what's been spinning type thing. I've got a load more black metal, and I was going to do just like an update of this is where I bought, yeah, this is where I bought, yeah, but then it's not, I don't really like to do that because showing things like that and not explaining what they are seems a little bit, for me personally, it seems a little bit silly. I'd rather try and give my opinion of an album, and then hopefully you can listen to it and then maybe make your own opinion. And if you think it's rubbish, that's fair enough. Mention it in the comments if you're that way inclined. But yeah, so that's it for this one. Just a quick little what's been spinning type thing. The last video I did, the response to Thomas's thread, I went back and listened to some of the albums there that I hadn't heard for a long time, and I was genuinely surprised that how much I'd forgotten, especially the CIA nuclear assault thrash type one. But anyway, we'll probably do I might actually do show what I did get in the 2 Altair mystery boxes, show all the 10 albums, and then gradually work through them and stick them in updates like this. So if you stuck with me this long, thank you very much for watching. Always very much appreciated. Say, pop down in the comments and anything, you know, if the artist or the records or whatever. Look after one another as always. Enjoy whatever music it is that you're listening to. Enjoy whatever genre of music you're listening to. And as always, until next time, cheers!